Hey, how you doing today?
Good. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I love these puffer fish. This is great. I didn't know we had any of these tropical species here in the bay. I didn't know they lived in Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's a great observation. They most certainly do. And that's why it's actually so important to protect them in our bay here. I'd like to take a little bit of time here to tell you a little bit about how you can help the bay and pufferfish.
That's great. I would love to learn more about how I can help.
Awesome. Well, for starters, everything in the aquarium was found in Rhode Island.
Wow.
However, this species of fish is known as a tropical stray, which means that they normally occur from the Carolinas to the Bahamas. During the hotter parts of summer, they get washed up to Rhode Island through the Gulf Stream current, and because the shape of our bay is facing the Gulf Stream current, they get washed into our bay and kind of get trapped here. Then they'll spend the summer here hanging out, growing, getting larger, kind of doing their thing here. And then once winter comes, it gets too cold for them and they can't really survive in the bay any longer.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's so great that you're able to give these animals a home here.
Thanks. I love that we can give these animals a home. But one thing we are noticing is that these animals are showing up earlier in the bay every summer, and they're staying later every fall, sometimes even into winter. What we're seeing is that our bay is changing due to climate change. Since 1930, we've seen an increase of 4 degrees Fahrenheit in water temperature in our bay. It's our responsibility to keep these temperatures from increasing. Concern for our climate, it's a normal thing. We can still come together as citizens to address climate change.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if it gets warmer, we might have some of these tropical species around more often. Isn't that kind of a good thing? Wouldn't that be really great to see and have warmer waters?
I hear you. While these fish are beautiful, we love having them in our aquarium. It still is important to remember that they're not good for the bay's ecosystem and something needs to be done. By being here, these tropical migrants will compete with native species for food, space, and habitat, making it harder for native bay species to survive because their resources are less available. We must protect and preserve the habitats and ecosystems we depend upon. Regular carbon dioxide is used to create normal life processes. When we burn fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gas, we release more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This is called rampant carbon dioxide. This rampant carbon dioxide acts like a heat-trapping blanket around our planet, which then warms the airs and waters. We need to reduce rampant carbon dioxide. It's getting out of control.
So you're telling me that when we burn oil, that it's actually making the air warmer?
Yes, as we burn oil, coal, and natural gas, we release excess carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, thickening that heat-trapping blanket effect that we just discussed. This is also affecting the temperature of the bay. The increased temperature in the bay is allowing these tropical strays to appear earlier in the year and stay later. This could have an impact on the bay's food web. We need to prevent further damage to the bay and ocean by rethinking our society's reliance on fossil fuels for energy.
Yeah, that's a great idea, but I do need my car to get to work. So how are we going to burn less oil and gas if I need to use my car to get to work? It seems like such a big problem.
Right, and you know what, that's a great question. I hear your concern. One great way to lessen our dependence on fossil fuels is by driving our cars less or carpooling when you're able. Have you ever thought about carpooling with your coworkers to work? You could start a carpool initiative and encourage your coworkers to carpool with others to get to the office. Then there would be less cars driving to the office and less gas would be used. Talk with your leaders in your office and see if there's any incentives they could offer to employees that participate in something like this.
That's such a great idea. I think I'll go to work on Monday and ask them if we could do something like that.
Great, I'd
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.